Welcome, everybody. So excited today to share another edition of Impactful Insights. My name is David Wolfscale. I'm the CEO of C-Suite Impact. And today we're going to make another big impact on you with my friend and business associate, Vlad St. Phard of Customized Benefit Solutions, part of the Alera family of companies, talking about a huge expense, and that's really healthcare, and talk about how companies can make it more effective, reduce some costs without just making their employees pay more, and really some innovative ways for you to have an impact on your healthcare spend. So Vlad, thanks for spending some time with us today. Why don't you do a quick introduction of yourself and we'll get right into the main part of the agenda.
Great. Thank you, David. Thanks for having me on C-Suite. I'm Vladimir St. Phard, and benefits employee broker for the past 23 years. We joined Alera Group in November of 2021, and it's been wonderful.
And so let's get right into it. So you deal from the employer side. So what kind of pain or common pain do they share with you that they're having there?
Yeah, David. So here's what we see. It really varies in groups that are under 75 to 100 employees and over. The smaller companies under 50 are really concerned with cost and also more familial. So they're worried about their employees and how that goes. The larger companies are typically looking for a 3 to 5 year strategy on how to minimize cost, how to make it work, but they're also concerned with the employee satisfaction as well.
And so what kind of common mistakes? So you talk about common pain. So how do they miss, and what kind of common mistakes do those employers make?
So here's where I would say, again, it varies by size with the smaller groups. And again, under 50, under 100 employees, where the C-level suite people know the employees, where the biggest mistake I see is they get frustrated when someone's not happy, or they almost as if they expect everything to go perfect. So they put in the work, they put in the time, we put in the time with them, and people complain. A lot of times they're not able to look back and say, hey, we're making a difference. These complaints are 20%, 10% of the people. So they kind of get frustrated and move away. And the larger group, 50 to 100, 100 plus, probably the biggest mistake is similar in that they grow frustrated with everything going on around them. So they don't stay the course. But in both cases, the education falls off because you get busy. Obviously, COVID impacts that. But what we find is that if you focus on the education of the employees, oftentimes it can have a greater impact than just the benefits themselves.
So why don't you go into a little bit more than that? So what you're saying is the education has a significant role on the satisfaction with the benefits. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Absolutely. The numbers are very similar in the past 10 years, 10, 15 years. If you look at Watson Wyatt, Towers Perrin, you look at MetLife studies, if you have above average benefits and you have effective communication, you're going to see an 83% satisfaction level on your benefits. But let's say you have above average benefits, but your communication is ineffective. The actual drop goes from about 83% to about 30% in employee satisfaction, which is stunning when you think that if you have below average benefits, but you have effective communication, it goes from about 83% satisfaction to 78. So you could go out, give lesser benefits, but educate your employees. You're going to have a happier group than if you're spending a lot of money, but not doing the education piece.
Mind-blowing. So tell me how you help, because obviously I think that philosophy's become part of your DNA. So how do you make your clients do a better job of educating, or how do you help support that? Because that seems to be a key piece.
Here's the hardest thing on our end is getting the person to buy in because they've done something before and it didn't work. So what we do is we really spend the time up front to figure out if this is even the client we want to work with. Because if the client is not willing to invest in their employees, then it's not going to be a good fit. You can chase dollars all day long, But again, when you look at the education piece, you've got to be focused on the education. And so our ideal client is someone who cares about their employees. And if all they care about is the cost, it's not a good fit for us.
And if all they care about is their costs, they should have bad benefits and good communication and call it a success, right?
That,
That's what I'm hearing from you.
yeah, not my recommendation, but yes, correct in that case.
And I know you do some special things to really help kickstart that education with your clients. So why don't you share some of those special things you do to make sure that we're not spending our money on great benefits and then having our employees be dissatisfied with them because we're not doing a good job of communicating.
Yeah, we have our proprietary benefit days where we not just bring in the employee, the insurance carriers. We'll do anything from a chair masseuse. We'll bring in all kinds of partners on a retirement plan, and we do surveys. Surveys are such a big thing. Not a lot of questions, very simple and very important. Do not do a survey if you're not going to act on it. So if we do a survey and find that people are interested in gym reimbursement, maybe they're interested in financial planning information, whatever that is, we'll bring in the particular people, but don't do that. Find out what's interesting to the employee and not do it. You have to do it, you have to address it, and we will coordinate with the insurance carrier, with the dental carrier, the life insurance carrier, with the 401k providers. We will coordinate with all of them, bring in lunch, bring in whatever is necessary to make the day work. If it's one-on-one, if it's group, and it depends on what you're able to do. You might work shifts. You might have everybody late. Whatever that is what we're going to work with to make it work.
And again, they're going to make it work because they know you want to give good benefits and poor education. You're throwing money away. You're not making your employees happy. So let's talk about employee happiness. So I have good benefits and I know about them, so I'm satisfied, right? I have good benefits or poor benefits, not great education, so I'm dissatisfied. So from the employer point of view, why do I care? Right, about how my employees, a lot of employees. So why do I care about what my employees think about the benefits? What's the impact on my company?
Your second or third largest expense after payroll and a few other things is going to be your employee benefits cost. If you don't care about it, they're going to go elsewhere. And if in this day and age, with all the generational differences we're seeing, if companies don't realize the cost of turnover, again, it's not a good fit for us. You have to and here's another thing, David, that I want to mention. The C-level, the senior management and HR have to be connected. They have to be talking the same language. Otherwise, what's going to happen is going to be a disconnect in the meeting. They're going to they already feel like the business owners are picking money off trees in their backyard. In a lot of cases, that's not the situation. But they need to know that they're connected, and they don't have to believe what you believe, but they have to believe that you believe what you believe.
And so if I want to control cost, right, what are some of those strategies, with education, with other things? How do I help control cost on this second or third largest expense that I have? What are some plans you have there?
So one of the things that we want to be very clear on is when you are in a smaller market under 50%, 75% of the time, the rates are the rates. It's going to be based on your age. It's going to be based on where your company is located. As you get to 51 employees and more and 100 or more where claims come into consideration, there's so much more you can do. There's advanced strategies you can do. You can carve out prescription plans. There's with Alera Group, one of the great things is the analytics that are available to us. Again, when you have that education and when we have conversation with employees, we're able to talk to them about the impact of things. Is there a generic version of the drug that you take? Is that drug even something that you need, or is that something just the doctor told you? So you can impact it in many ways, but again, it has to be because of education and engagement.
And then, sometimes people get sick, and some people, have a huge cost associated, and that's going to happen in the cycle of our lives, unfortunately, and the cycle of a business. So if I have really high claims utilization, am I just out of luck, or are there things that you can do to help mitigate that to some degree?
There are things you can do. However, you want to be realistic. Let me give you an example. Wellness. Wellness was all the rage, and it continues to be somewhat of the rage. That is typically a 3 to 5 year plan of getting people healthy. If you have a company that is unwell, you're going to get hit with claims, and you can move to another carrier. You can look at claims, you can look at ideas, you can look at options, but there are some cases where you're going to get a big increase, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Now, can you go and look at other alternate options? Which, yes, you can. There's always something you can do, but the reality is, if you're spending $1 million on health insurance and your claims are 3 million, you're going to get an increase.
No doubt about it. So, Vlad, I really appreciate your thoughts and insights. I've obviously heard the educational piece before. It still blows my mind every time I hear about the huge impact. And I know for me, my insurance will pay me $20 a month if I walk 10,000 steps 12 times. And even that's $20 a month, still something that I'm mindful of. So little things can make an impact on your satisfaction. So, Vlad, why don't you do a quick commercial for CBSI and for you?
Thank you. No, I'd love to. And yeah, one of the things that I'm proudest about CBSI and our company in the 25 years and the last year and a half with Alera Group is we've maintained a real family. We have amazing partners like C-Suite, amazing relationships where people know that we care about them. And now with the Alera Group relationship, we have analytics and insight that is truly amazing. So we're able to give the day-to-day familial companies help because we understand that we're parents, we're brothers, we're sisters. That's important. Emotional decisions are stronger than rational decisions. And we want to be involved in that and make sure that people are comfortable, but also give you options because one person's going to think, I want the best, other person wants the cheapest. And in both cases, we can manage and handle that. So everything starts with a conversation to make sure that you're engaging your employees. And that's what we do better than anyone I know.
And engaging your employees is what's going to make them happy. And we can put happy in quotes with their benefits, but certainly will make a big impact. So thank you so much for your insights, Vlad. Education, what a cheap thing versus, spending the money on the benefits on top of that. So everybody make sure you're doing a great job of educating. If you don't know what that means, reach out to Vlad or reach out to us, and we're happy to connect you with Vlad. My name is David Wolfscale. I want to thank you all for spending a couple minutes with us today and listening about how you can impact your health benefits. I want to appreciate Vlad for coming out here and sharing your intellectual thoughts and knowledge with our group. On behalf of C-Suite Impact, everybody go crush your day. Vlad, thanks again.
Thank you, David. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Take care.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye-bye.